overheated. Joys of having a windshield mount. Safety's great. The downside to that is sometimes phone overheats because it's sunny here. But that's done. So, yeah, I did part 2 and then I had no audio. So Jen texted me. So let's do take 2. It was just a simple follow-up to it, guys. I was getting a little long-winded on the first one. Anyway, of simply taking the time to take a 30-minute break in life. Where are you with your health and wellness? Where are you really? Where are you really with your finances? Where are you really in your relationships? Where are you in your relationship with your Creator, your God, with yourself? Where are you really on that timeline of life of where you thought you'd be or want to be? Are you ahead of the game? Are you behind the game? And don't fudge it, because that's not going to do you any good, okay? The way to do it is to literally make sure that you find the truth when you're done with it. Where are you really? And you might be a little disappointed. It might give you a little proverbial kick in the ass. Or you might be a little bit surprised. You might be going, you know what, I'm way ahead. But I think the thing that everybody finds out when they do this type of exercise is this. You find out that your wheel of life is out of balance in some areas. It's like, the person stops his caution light in front of me. Good job. See, that's why I pay attention. That's where the windshield mount works great, rather than having it somewhere else where it doesn't overheat. So, in all reality, you're going to find out that things are out of balance. Sometimes your business is going great, your relationships are suffering because all you do is work. Sometimes your relationships are great, you're doing great with your kids, your family relationships, your body's healthy, and your finances are struggling because you spend 3/4 of the time in the gym and 1/4 of your time home with the family and chilling by the pool and getting a tan, and you look great and you're feeling great, but the finances are sucking and you're one step ahead and your credit maxed out and everything else. I don't know what your personal situation is, but I can almost guarantee you that everything's not in perfect round. So you got to kind of look at that and go, how can I bring in the areas that are inaccessibly great and help them match into the areas that are lacking? If business is super great and you go, well, why is it super great? Okay, because I show up, I'm excited, and your relationship is struggling. Well, why is that? Well, by the time I get home at night, I'm tired from working all these hours on the business and then taking the kids to baseball, and I have no, and he wants me to what, or she wants me to what, and well, do you see why you're so out of round? Why your relationship is sucking and it's like a flat tire, but your business is rolling 100 miles an hour? Because you go in your business and you're like, yeah, you're juiced about it. You go home and you're like, I'm home. Well, that isn't going to work. You're not going to have a spouse for much longer if that's the case. Now, sometimes it's the other way around. You're in love and screw work, and we'll get stimulus checks and eat Cocoa Puffs and play video games all day long and have some fun and frolic in the sun, and next thing you know, you don't have anywhere to go home to because there's an eviction notice on the door. And I know I'm being facetious and pushing it to the extremes, but I'm doing that so you can really see what the out of balance is really all about. So go home tonight. We're going to do follow-ups on this. We're going to talk more about once you figure out where you're at, well, how do you figure out where you're going? Really figure out where you're going, because you got to have that target in mind. The biggest thing is people go, I'm doing it, I think. Well, what's your end goal? What's your goal for this week, month, year, 10 years? And I don't know. Make some bucks, be able to retire. Well, with a wimpy target like that, you with a shotgun you'll hit your target a little bit. But if you're looking for bullseye, you better get a tuned-in scope, and that would be your map. Okay? So you're going with me on this. Just trust on this that you got to do it in stages, and trust that it's worth doing, because you can't go aimlessly, because you're going to have parts of your life so out of whack that they're going to fall out. You're going to lose something in life because you're overproducing in one area, under in another, and you don't even know it because you don't know where you're at. Part 1, 2, and now part 3, hopefully with audio. But that was the gist of the silent one. Yeah, where you see me talking, and if you read lips, you got a good setup there. If not, came back to visit with you and talk about it. But guys, if you're really having issues, and I know that there's we've had some rough times over the past year and a half. You know, oh, we'll be through all this in a couple of months if you just comply with this, and yeah, okay, and we're still in the same boat. You know, so it's time to start taking charge and getting life going again, and get that wheel of life back into round and get scooting here, because it's been tough and I get it. So my point to that is maybe you are kind of going, I'm kind of lost. Everything as I knew it kind of changed, and my whole attitude changed, and my whole motivation level. I'm 50 pounds heavier, and I'm too tired for my relationship. I've been working from home, and that kind of sucks, and I'm depressed, and blah, blah, blah. I hear it all. Trust me. I'm a coach. I hear it. So if you're in that boat and you're going, I don't even know where to start, I know where to start. Call me. Visit me on the website. Visit and get set up with some coaching, and let's get you on track. It's not that hard. It's not like you're going to have to do more work every day. Initially, you got to put some effort into it, but once you get your systemic situation going and your system going, and you know what it takes, where you're at, and where you're going, and all that, boom. It's not like going to a psychologist where it's like 2 appointments a week for 2 hours and sitting there talking about your problems all the time. Coaching is let's get to the heart of it. Let's get through the challenge. Let's figure it out, define it, eradicate it, and get going forward. That's the cool part. It's not something that's going to take a long, nasty process to get you going. It's a lifelong process to keep your life flowing. But once you set up your purpose, your parameters, your way you do things, you'll find that a lot of it goes on autopilot, and it's just adjusting instead of recreating the wheel all the time. It's about balancing it out, because that's what it really comes down to, is balance. All right, I'm going to sign off here, guys. I am almost back to the office. Check the website, XLR, the number 8, LIFE.com for our coaching, RevitalizeLife.com for our fitness and wellness center here in Longwood, and BronsteinAuction.com for our auctions, because I was just up looking at that bank in Orange City, and there's some cool stuff up there. We've got a great auction for tomorrow night. Saturday night's auction is going to kick butt. We've got a lot of great stuff going on, and there again, guys, it's an awful lot for us to balance. Some people are, it must be nice, you got all these businesses, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of work, and let me tell you, when something gets out of balance, like an employee doesn't come in, or somebody's not feeling well, or something happens, things that it tips out of balance. Well, that's your life too. When you go out in the morning and you're going to work and everything's on time, and you had the perfect morning and you got a few minutes to kill, and you go click, 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 and your car doesn't start, and it's not because you've been ignoring the battery problem. It's just simply one of those things that you didn't even know was going to happen. It's like, oh no, what do you do? Well, these are the things you got to realize. Things are going to come at you in life. Not everything goes exactly as planned, but it's how you deal with it. What if you think, oh my God, I'm going to lose my job if I don't get to work today. I don't have time to go get another battery. I don't have time to do this. Well, you know what? Then you call a taxi, or what do they call them now? Uber. And you get a ride to work, and you spend $25, $30, and you go, oh, I really didn't want to do that. Things have been lean anyway. But is it better to do that than lose your job? See, you pick your battles in this world, because you're going to have battles. The day we stop having challenges and battles is probably the day we're gone to heaven for a long time, forever. So, we want to stick around. We want to live life here and live it to the fullest, and really enjoy the heck out of it all. So I'm going to sign off, guys. I'm running into a lot of traffic and stuff here. Be blessed.